Since the History Channel launched Pawn Stars in 2009, the show has captivated millions of viewers who followed every episode with enthusiasm. Featuring 3 generations of the Harrison family alongside Austin "Chumley" Russell, the series became a pop culture phenomenon. With a mix of shop staff, guest experts, and celebrity appearances, Pawn Stars evolved into one of the channel's most iconic and enduring programs. Among the recurring experts, one fan favorite was Rebecca Romney, the specialist in vintage and rare books. Her insightful knowledge and engaging on-screen presence made her a standout, earning her repeated appearances on the show. So when Romney suddenly stopped appearing, fans were both surprised and concerned, especially considering the personal hardships some of the show's main cast members have faced. To understand what really happened to Rebecca Romney, let's take a look at her background and where she is today. While audiences are familiar with the Harrisons and Chumley, much less is known about the show's guest experts. Over time, however, viewers grew fond of figures like Romney, who often swooped in with expertise that saved the day for the shop, the employees, and the customers alike. Born and raised in Las Vegas, Romney's path to rare books wasn't straightforward. Though she always loved reading, her first job was actually as a swimming instructor. By her own admission, she entered the rare book trade completely by accident. In high school, she studied French and Japanese and later added ancient Greek and Latin while pursuing a BA in classical studies and linguistics. Her career in rare books began in 2007 when she joined Bauman Rare Books in Las Vegas, a company with long-established locations in Philadelphia and New York City. There, Romney had access to extraordinary literary treasures, rare manuscripts, historical documents, and first editions she may never have encountered elsewhere. She once explained during a fan quanda, "Really, the engine behind me is the company I work for, Bauman Rare Books, which has been around for decades. I manage the company's Vegas gallery. That's what I do, sell rare books. I don't do outside consulting. Managing the store is plenty." By 2010, just 3 years after joining Bauman, she had been promoted to manager of the Las Vegas gallery. It was around this time that her expertise caught the attention of the Pawn Stars producers. Rebecca Romney made her first appearance on Pawn Stars in 2011 during the show's 4th season. By then, the series was already a massive hit. The partnership wasn't random. It was the result of years of effort by Rick Harrison and his late father, Richard "the Old Man" Harrison, who co-owned the Gold Silver Pawn Shop, founded in 1989 when Rick was just 23. Rick had long believed that television exposure could boost the shop's profile. He and the store had already appeared on TV in 2001, and again in 2003 on Insomniac with Dave Attell. Still, for several years, Rick couldn't find producers interested in a full show. That changed when a 2001 PBS documentary about family-owned pawn businesses featured the Harrison shop. The concept inspired producers Brent Montgomery and Colby Gaines of Left Field Pictures. Originally titled Pawning History, the series name was changed to Pawn Stars, a clever play on words that hinted at its pop culture flair. Filmed on location just 2 miles from the Las Vegas Strip, the show centered around real people bringing in old or rare items for appraisal or sale. In all, jewelry remained the most common item, but each episode highlighted unique treasures, and the Harrisons would explain the history behind them. When they couldn't accurately assess an item, they called in trusted experts. That's where Rebecca Romney came in. Her inclusion as a rare book expert added credibility and freshness to the show's format. Her deep knowledge and calm professionalism quickly made her one of Pawn Stars' most respected and beloved recurring figures, helping turn an already successful show into a genuine cultural staple. The addition of expert appraisers on Pawn Stars made the Gold Silver Pawn Shop even more credible. These specialists could determine whether an item was authentic, assess its potential value, and even factor in restoration costs before giving a final estimate. This is where Rebecca Romney came into the picture. Although there were several recurring experts on the show, Romney stood out, and for good reason. She and Rick Harrison actually knew each other before Pawn Stars ever began. Their friendship only deepened once the cameras started rolling. Romney once explained, "We're actually friends, we've even double dated. That came after spending time together while filming the show." She went on to reveal that while she occasionally offered behind-the-scenes consulting for Rick, most of her appearances were strictly for filming. Depending on the number of rare books that came through the shop, she could appear as frequently as 3 times a week or as rarely as once a month. Before each shoot, she was usually told what item she'd be evaluating, though she often didn't actually see it until the camera started rolling. Of course, in the unpredictable world of television, things didn't always go as planned. Sometimes the item she was told to prepare for turned out to be something entirely different. Romney explained that with millions of books in existence, even an expert can't know every detail by heart. There are millions of books out there. I don't know every bibliographic point off the top of my head, but part of being an expert is knowing where to find reliable information. Despite her regular appearances, Romney wasn't officially employed by the show. She managed the Las Vegas gallery for Bauman Rare Books, and filming had to fit around her busy full-time schedule. Her presence gave Pawn Stars viewers a fascinating look into the world of rare books. Romney's ability to assess the authenticity and value of antique texts combined with her calm confidence and sharp eye made her one of the show's longest-running and most respected experts. She also stood out as the only female specialist regularly featured, and she quickly built a loyal following of book lovers drawn to her passion for history and literature. At one point, Pawn Stars faced major controversy when rumors began circulating that the show was staged. The speculation grew after a man who claimed to have been an extra shared his behind-the-scenes experience. He described how he and a friend had visited the store as tourists when staff invited them to appear in a segment featuring Chumlee and Big Hoss, evaluating fused sand from a nuclear test site. According to his account, producers cleared the shop except for about a dozen extras, instructing them not to look at the camera and to pretend to browse. The shoot lasted nearly an hour, but only 5 minutes made it to air. He admitted that while some negotiations were reshot, it didn't seem like anyone was working from a strict script. The woman selling the item ultimately decided not to go through with the sale, and she hadn't just walked in that day. This insider account revealed that while scenes were organized for filming, they weren't scripted. In reality, producers only featured items after shop employees spotted something unique and pitched it for inclusion. Since shooting required planning, sellers often had to return later for the actual taping. Many were everyday people unaccustomed to being on camera, which sometimes led to nervousness or multiple takes. Executive producer Brent Montgomery confirmed this process, explaining that potential sellers were vetted beforehand. Off camera, we have to make sure they'll actually sell the item at a fair price, otherwise they're just trying to be on TV. Rebecca Romney also addressed the rumors herself. When asked if the show was fake, she clarified, "There's still a functioning pawn shop. Yes, half the space now sells merchandise, but they still do real pawns and real sales. I've personally never been in a scene where I knew the item or the seller was planted." Her testimony, along with others from the cast and crew, helped put those rumors to rest, confirming that Pawn Stars may polish its presentation for television, but the business and expertise behind it are very real. That clarification helped clear up the controversy for most viewers. Over time, Pawn Stars became one of History Channel's most successful shows ever at one point. It was the network's highest-rated series, attracting millions of fans worldwide. Episodes that once ran for just 20 minutes expanded to nearly an hour, proving the show's remarkable popularity and educational appeal. Its influence went beyond entertainment. Even celebrities like Bob Dylan, Phil Collins, and Steve Carell made appearances. The show's success earned both the cast and the Gold Silver Pawn Shop the Pawnbroker of the Year award from the National Pawnbrokers Association for improving the industry's image. In recognition of their cultural impact, Clark County, Nevada officially declared July 17th as Pawn Stars Gold Silver Pawn Day. The show turned its cast into household names and brought them financial success. But fame also came with tragedy. Chumlee, Austin Russell, known for his humor and easygoing personality, became a fan favorite. But in 2016, he was arrested following accusations of sexual assault. During a police search, authorities found drugs and a firearm in his home. He faced 19 drug-related charges and 1 weapons charge, with bail set at over $60,000. Fortunately for him, the sexual assault allegations were dismissed due to lack of evidence, and he struck a plea deal that spared him jail time. 2 years later, in 2018, the Pawn Stars family was hit with a devastating loss. Richard "the Old Man" Harrison passed away at age 77 after battling Parkinson's disease. Rick Harrison shared a heartfelt tribute, writing, "Richard Benjamin, the Old Man." Harrison passed away this morning surrounded by those he loved. He was my hero, and I was fortunate to have a very cool old man as my dad. Sharing him with the world and showing what a great family man he was, that's something I'll always be grateful for. Tragedy struck again in 2023 when Corey Harrison, Richard's grandson, was arrested for DUI in Las Vegas. Reports indicated that police stopped him after his truck swerved into a bike lane. He appeared visibly intoxicated and failed a field sobriety test. Then came another heartbreaking blow. In January 2024, Rick Harrison's son, Adam Harrison, was found dead from a fentanyl overdose in a guest home. Police discovered his body after he hadn't been seen for several days. Rick issued a powerful statement. "Yes, I can confirm Adam died from a fentanyl overdose. The fentanyl crisis in this country must be taken more seriously." These back-to-back losses and legal troubles left fans deeply concerned about other cast members, including Rebecca Romney, whose absence from the show made many wonder what had happened to her. As it turns out, Rebecca's life had taken a positive and grounded turn. She married J.P. Romney in 2016, connecting her by marriage to former U.S. presidential candidate Mitt Romney. After their wedding, she relocated to Philadelphia, her husband's hometown, where she joined the Bauman Rare Books headquarters. There, she managed the firm's central operations, oversaw library acquisitions, and directed catalog production. During this time, fans sometimes asked how she handled the attention she received as an intelligent and attractive woman on television, and how her husband reacted to it. Her response revealed both humor and honesty. "I'm on TV, and that's what happens to women on TV. I do get frustrated when I'm trying to talk about books, and people tell me they only care about how I look, but I expect and receive a range of reactions. I just ask that people treat me with respect as a fellow human being. As for my husband," she added, "he just thinks it's funny." After leaving Pawn Stars, Romney joined another rare book company, Honey Wax, and launched a book-themed podcast with her husband in 2016 titled Biblioclast, which ran for about a year. Together, they co-authored a 2017 book titled Printer's Error, Irreverent Stories from Book History, which explored fascinating and quirky moments in literary history. Now, by 2019, she had moved on from Honey Wax to start her own company, Type Punch Matrix. In 2020, a rare book firm based in Washington, D.C., where she still resides today. Though Rebecca Romney no longer appears on Pawn Stars, her influence remains strong. She continues to be celebrated by fans through reruns, YouTube clips, and social media tributes, keeping her legacy alive as one of the most beloved and knowledgeable experts ever to appear on the show.